Rush, who is a Wellington City Councillor, and Ray, you're a mayoral candidate and Vice President of the Oslo Residents Association. Gents, in your own words, I know it's not on behalf of the council, it's in your own capacity, but why are you so concerned about Three Waters for Wellingtonians?
Well, I can say a few things on behalf of the council because the Mayoral Task Force actually investigated Three Waters and the need for reform, and we were very clear that there is a need for reform, but the extent of that reform we felt could be capped at maybe moving the Three Waters and the model of Wellington Water, making it a little bit bigger, maybe south of Palmerston North, so that we keep that community of interest. So those good folks that commute from Carterton to Wellington, and the folks in Horowhenua that provide fresh goods and so forth to us, and for those of us who are lucky enough to have batches up the coast and so forth, we're all in it together. And that way we have a single voice that we can then articulate our concerns to our representatives. So what's happened though is that now we've got this all singing, all dancing massive entity C that spreads over the Cook Strait to Nelson, not also to the Cook Islands, Chatham Islands.
Not quite the Cook.
And up past Gisborne, where the issues are very different. So yeah, I mean Hawke's Bay, for example, where I'm born and bred, their big issue there is about chlorine in the water, because when I grew up there, the water was beautiful and there was no chlorine in there. And the Mayor of Napier, she made her campaign about getting chlorine out, and that was successful. Now we need to trade off what they want to do there with what we want to do here, which is upgrade our sewage treatment plant and fix our old pipes. They don't have old pipes that we do.
Sean, the problem with is that Wellington's water, let's be frank, has been abysmal, both in terms of the infrastructure investment in the Wellington region. Are you pro the status quo, or is it more that the alternate is even worse than I mean, are you against change is what I'm asking?
No, I mean, from my perspective, the first step that I would be doing would be to transfer the assets from the councils to the Wellington Water entity that we've got at the moment.
Because Wellington Water doesn't actually determine its own CapEx investment, does it?
Exactly. I'd then have a private sector type board that would be empowered to borrow.
And who would that board be accountable to?
The board would be accountable in some sense to councils and councillors. They would have to work with our annual and long-term plan. So budgeting and so forth, and plans, expansion, all that sort of stuff, that all needs to go through the local government legislation processes. So there would be an inextricable link back to the local voice. But we would have professional people making the decisions about water and only about water.
Ray, you're obviously involved in your local residents association and also wanting to standing for council and mayoralty. What are your primary concerns with the Three Waters proposals?
There's no accountability. We wrote. I'm also a member of the Wellington Ratepayers Collective, based out of Newtown, and we wrote to Nahuta. And asked her, what are the benefits from this? And after 3 months, we got a reply back saying that ratepayers will save 45 to 50% on their water rates. So then we went back and asked, but what about what you said about employing 9,000 new people? That's going to cost over $1 billion. So how can the ratepayers save this money if you're spending another $1 billion? And
what did she say?
We haven't received a reply yet, but it's only been 3 months. So
we're very patient. That's good of you to take the initiative. Gentlemen, thank you so much for signing the local leaders' call for democracy and stop Three Waters. Wish you the very best of luck for the elections later in the year.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks, gents. Really appreciate it.
Thanks.
What's that?